All right, this is attempt number 3 at making this. This one's not easy. Um, First of all, Fabian, with I Wish I Understood. Today I'm trying to understand what the hell's been going on the past few months. Um, like I said, I've spent like half an hour staring at the record button. This is the third attempt at the actual video because this one's pretty uncomfortable for me. But after watching the Taylor Tomlinson special and just watching how some little 20-something-year-old girl can, tell millions of people the shit she's actively going through. I can tell for the few, 10, 20 of you who will actually watch this. Because y'all see me through a lot. And I want to thank y'all for that. Because up until a few months ago, none of us, including me, knew that I actually am mentally disabled. I have physical brain damage. It's called mesial temporal sclerosis. Basically, it's a bruise in my brain that's like a little cloud of seizures and epilepsy. I constantly, my mind constantly glitches out like I'm Vanellope von Schweetz or from Wreck-It Ralph, like just every 2 or 3 minutes. And got a little picture of him, just a little dark spot on a brain scan, but it causes a lot of domino effects. It causes a disorder called executive function disorder. Talked about it in a previous video. The at length of that one. Again, super ADHD, weird senses of time, just a whole plethora of just skills you need to function as a human being and to function as a successful human being. And it's weird to finally find out the culprit. It's a weird feeling to finally find out that, actually something there. But doubly weird to know that it's been there for a while. And that no one has seen me and what I'm capable of. Especially me. Weird ass thing to find out. But after, finding out the problem and addressing it, things have just been very different. It's been a few months. And unfortunately, it's either pills or the knife to the head, because it either has to go or it has to be contained, one way or another, because it can branch out, causes a whole lot of other mess I'm not going to go into because it's just weird and hard to explain. But over the past few months, especially with the podcast, without realizing it and being 30 episodes deep, it has uncovered so many different connections, and oddly enough has led me back into insurance, but in a much different way. I'm still capable writing agent, but this time around it's different. This time around, building and mentoring teams, and kind of a weird thing for me, especially people who've worked with me side by side, because some of the guys I worked with think I'm a great agent, some people think I'm a horrible agent. But either way, I know what not to do. Not one of those, I'm not a leader because I succeed. I'm a leader because I know where all the freaking traps are. My ass is, covered in all those arrows, like that picture of the wolf trying to guide the little pup. Like, hey, did this so you don't have to. So while I am still doing the podcasts, obviously, as y'all can see, the rate is going to be very different and the subject's going to be very different because the world is freaking nuts. And there are a lot of things that need to be done to secure whatever future you were able to gain, especially over the past couple of years. I've seen lives change dramatically, seen people affected by, the massive job losses. I've seen people, come up with their own, craft boutiques, a whole line of clothing, whole photography lines, people selling guitars. Like, it's so, yeah, I'm calling some of y'all out. You all know who you are. I don't want any of y'all to lose that. And there's no excuse in the world not to. So my target, or my goal, is to help everyone just kind of understand what's going on over the past couple of years, what we could be facing, some things that could do different. And it really just starts off with free questions. Just approaching it from a different standpoint, kind of putting health insurance aside for now and looking at protecting all of us from, I don't know, pick your pain, gas prices, inflation, stock market, pick whatever it is you want to bitch about. Even if it's not making enough, even if it's not that, sometimes you just need to, have an objective look at your finances and shuffle it around. It's simple. And the backings and the partnerships that I've founded, provide the, and I have said this, years and years and years, over and over and throughout my career, based on who I was with. And at the time, offered a lot of products, but this time around, I have to get, licenses I've never ever needed to go near before. I've had to do training that I've never even heard of. I have access to resources for teammates that I was never given. And I want to do things a little bit differently. And it's not to speak ill of anybody that I ever worked with. I, will take a bullet for any of you. Y'all have meant so much to me over these past, going on 8 years now. I wouldn't be here making these decisions without y'all. I wouldn't, have any of the confidence that I do. I wouldn't have access to any of the things that I needed to get those tests done if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you very much for everything that y'all have done. I'm still going to be working, alongside, just doing my own thing, but just want to make sure y'all know y'all are loved. Just because you get to see each other. Everyone's working remotely. It's hard to do all those things. Hard to show appreciation. But anywho, man, it always seems like I speak forever when I do these things, but it's only been 9 minutes. Anyways, on the business end, I'm building a team. I've partnered up with several different companies. A health share built by a colleague of mine after years of hearing complaints and hearing how health insurance has failed them. All the thousands of people that he's helped. He partnered up. He made his own things. He's fought he's gone through regulations and Congress and all this. I mean, listen to the podcast. Explains it all. I partnered with him to provide the health share for that type of product. I've partnered with a financial fitness and marketing to provide, free education, free overlooks, and an incredible referral system. Partnered with, insurance brokerages that are just starting out, trying to reclaim territory, or trying to make new territories, absolutely ready to go and, give us the support we need, and the full understanding that I want to try to write as little as possible, while still helping out as much as possible. Just because, you have some financial advisor come over and say, hey, you should probably do it this way, doesn't mean you have to get anything from them. Again, it's just like having somebody else tell you the same advice. I've kept y'all's friendship all these years for a reason. I don't know the reason. I really don't. I don't know why y'all put up with me. But I'm flexing some muscles that I've never gotten to flex before. I've gotten to experience sides of me that I never even knew were there. And it's incredible. And I want to use whatever new talents I have to make sure that all the successful people that I know are okay. Even if it's just a big thumbs up, just say, hey, I got somebody. Cool. Awesome. But yeah, on the business end, holy shit. The world going freaking nuts. I mean, no matter how you want to look at it, I mean, the gas price thing that everyone's talking about, inflation's out of control. But, I don't want to bore you with stories or anecdotes, but, I mean, every depression, the only thing that keeps people rich or keeps people from losing their asses, or at least the wealthy anyway, at least what they do, is they lock it up in secure stuff. Fixed annuities, fixed indexed annuities, life insurance, stuff that can't lose value, stuff that is contractually obligated to hold up its end of the bargain of not, losing interest. Your 401k, stock markets, all that shit, no. It's good when it's good, but, it takes losses like everything else. Right now, writing's on the wall that it's going to get rougher before it gets better. Don't, even if you don't put everything away, even if, just, a couple of $100 here, about $50 here, just put something away and something that virtually nobody could touch. When it comes to annuities, Jesus, it is rough as hell getting money out of there if you're not the person that it's paying, or the people that are designated for it to pay. There are several people out there throughout history who have done some shit, shouldn't have money, and still do, because they put their money somewhere where it can't be touched. Talk to somebody, reach out to somebody, or if you just want to make some crazy ass side money by just telling people, hey, this is what he did for me, then awesome. Other than that, yeah, I'm looking to build a squad, build a team of solid people who truly want to help, who want to have an ungodly amount of product and access and trainers and resources and tools and, whatever, insert synonym here. And make sure that, you got no excuse to fail. That's coming from me. That's coming from new me. Yeah. I don't even know who this guy is yet. kind of, again, I think the earliest was like second grade. I can think of behavior that correlated to this. Second grade is like okay, so I was in line, and this is what I mean by impulse control, and this is where, this is beyond a little kid being a little kid. And when, we probably should have started seeing something, but it's a generational thing, whatever. Standing in line, we're outside of a classroom, again, second grade, first or second grade, whatever. And we were coming from an art project, an art class. And I had a pair of safety scissors in my hand. And the little boy in front of me I could zero in on it, just had this little patch of hair that was just sticking out from the rest. And before I knew it, the scissors were up there just fixing the error. And yeah. And that was the first in a long line of just, I don't know what made me do that, but I had to do it. And when somebody tells you what the name is and you get that 2020 retrospect on it, Captain Hindsight over there, man, it's just, it feels good and feels weird. That's what I'm saying, like, one way or another, if you're feeling not all right, figure out how to get some sort of help, whether it's just talking to somebody, whether it is trying to go through actual testing and treatment and MRIs and blah 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 blah, and because you gotta fix one thing or another. De-stress, or figure out what's not working right on the circuit board, or it's a mix of both, whatever. But speaking of a generational thing, a lot of us are coming from generations who were taught not to save, who were taught, the couch cushion generation, our parents were raised by the generation that went through the Great Depression. They were taught to handle money very differently because the people that raised them lost everything. We're the first generation that is starting to see money again. And if we do it smartly, we can be, first generation that has real wealth again. New wealth. Because them old wrinkly guys ain't gonna be around for forever. Money's gotta go somewhere. Alright? So, about 20 minutes. Alright, cool. Whatever. That's good enough. Alright, well, thank y'all very much. Thank y'all for sticking around. I say that a lot. I say that every year because every year up until now, I say it, like Christmas, New Year's, because every year until now, I knew that there was a lot of reasons that y'all could have left, especially since I've been absent myself. Sure, there's a lot of reasons over the years that I could have lost contact with a whole lot of you. So thank you. Thank you very much. I love you all.